What am I supposed to? How am I supposed to?
This is What the Flock Radio's Birds of a Feather. We are an indie music-focused show rife with witty, fuck-laden, insanely interesting, and unhinged banter. Our thematic submissions will confuse, infuse, and delight you, while our fascinating fun features fluster, flummox, fulfill, and thrill you. And and usually this would be the time when I'd introduce some hodgepodge of half-baked ideas, but I'm gonna forego that this time because according to a sophisticated threat assessment model that I've developed, the show stands a very high probability of being derailed by my tangential meandering anyway. So I'm not going to do it here. I'm just going to pass the buck, as it were, the buck over to my co-host. Oh, I have to introduce myself, though. I am Professor P. Soup, international rock legend, radiant savant, amateur wildlife photographer, and a minor contributor to a certain program called Birds of a Feather. And I'm passing this over to the showrunner and the Queen of the Nile, basically. Christina, introduce yourself, dear.
So, I, as you all know by now, am the vocalist for the dark alt-rock band Ascent. And when there's nobody else around, turn your lamp down low. Tell me now, what shall I do? I want to be your play toy. I want to keep you satisfied. Closer, baby. Come closer. I've lost all fear. I need you so badly. One more thing. I'll do anything.
Wow. That's recorded artwork there, right? Because I didn't recognize any of it. Who is it?
It's Stevie Wonder.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh, boy, I'm asleep at the switch here tonight if I don't know Stevie.
Well, I mean, I picked some probably fruit that wasn't quite as low-hanging, but this is from his entire body of work. So it took a slightly sultry turn.
I guess so, yeah, but hey, he can do that. I'm a little off my game because I saw a really traumatic sight a couple nights ago. Something about when I see a guitar without a head that just kind of, unhinges me. It's just, I mean, I would almost rather, everything was going great until this guy brings out this fucking guitar with no head. I'm like, why? Why is that?
Why would you do that?
Why would you do this to me? I'm paying you in good faith, and you're going to make me see that. I would rather the guitar player have no head than the instrument itself, I mean, it's about as attractive, So,
it does look strange.
I'll try to recover.
It does look strange. Yeah. So, by the time this airs, I will be back from tour.
Yeah!
So, now that I'm back, and I'm trying to come off my tour high, what might you recommend I do to come back to reality, to bring myself back down to earth, to get my feet firmly planted on the ground again from pretend stardom? Any advice from you, my dear friend?
Well, whack-a-mole, I think, will be essential. Yeah.
Ooh. They have whack-a-moles at Chuck E. Cheese. So pizza and some whack-a-mole.
Yeah, and the shrieking of lots of children.
Okay, is there anywhere I can get a whack-a-mole without the shrieking?
It isn't as effective.
It isn't.
You
okay,
need the shrieking.
I need the shrieking. Okay. Anything else? Just whack-a-mole? I mean, that's great. I mean, very, very well played.
Well, Beethoven, tuna fish sandwiches, I don't know.
Okay. Tuna fish sandwiches and Beethoven and whack-a-mole. Yeah. All right, excellent. Thank you. If anyone else has any timely and sage advice to provide me now that I'm back and my feet need to come back in contact with the ground, let me know, because I am an open book.
Yeah, you see, the reason I have nothing to offer about what to do after tours is I've never been on a damn tour or performed live myself, my own music, except for once in a senior trailer park.
Nice.
And once at open mic night in a basement,
We're going to remedy that this year.
So, I don't have a lot of experience, and it wasn't that hard to bounce back from that.
You were able to bounce back?
Kind of went home, went to sleep,
It wasn't whack-a-mole for you?
Yeah, it wasn't whack-a-mole. I wasn't on the road, so I didn't need to do any coping mechanisms.
Okay, but I like that.
Sorry, I have nothing else to offer. But.
That's great. Hey, I feel good. Whack-a-mole, tuna, Beethoven. Yeah. Got you. All right, well, it is now time for Bird Banter. And when we have Bird Banter, we talk about something. This is, as you mentioned, it was brilliant. What did you call Bird Banter? We were talking about it earlier, and you said it is blah, blah, blah.
Well, it's Winging It Light.
It really is.
Yeah.
Right? So, I mean, I think this is where Winging It was actually born. Really was here. We cut our Winging It teeth here. And when we were asked by the higher-ups at Fusion
Music Radio
to have another show, for whatever reason, it came... we didn't call it Bird Banter because David came up with a brilliant name, Winging It. And so then that was born. But we do a little light here just to kind of get the show started, to get it off on the right foot, to talk about things that are either very, very interesting or completely meaningless. I'm not sure. And it's a toss-up, so we'll see what you think this time. Songs that you may not know are about death.
Nice.
So these are story songs, right? Or at least songs that have a story. And this particular one is about a girl named Lola. She was a showgirl. So Copacabana by Barry Manilow is one of these such songs. So in the song, Lola, the showgirl, works at a New York nightclub, Copacabana, along with her bartender friend Tony. One night, a customer, Rico, who wore a diamond, gets a little grabby, prompting a fight between him and Tony, which quickly turns bloody. But Rico went a bit too far. Tony sailed across the bar, and then the punches flew and chairs were smashed in two.
There was blood in a single gunshot, but just who shot
who? Exactly. Well played. So the crazily bleak yet glibly humorous final verse reveals that Tony was shot and is now 30 years later, and Lola is a washed-up drunk haunting the nightclub. Still in the dress she used to wear, faded feathers in her hair. The song was adapted into a successful stage musical and has lengthy runs in both the U.S. and U.K., but that song is about death.
God, I hope the hell it doesn't end like that. That's a bummer, you know.
That's a real downer of a show. But are you surprised? I mean, I know you like Barry. I know you've heard this song about 1 million times, as have most people.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of his, and I'm quite familiar with his first 5 albums anyway. And I really like his stuff. The song I knew first somebody gets it,
yeah,
and then you find out it's Tony, and should have been Rico, but it was Tony. So the Rico with the diamond. Sorry, nothing against you for having diamonds, but you're being an asswipe, and Tony's got the right. So. Yes, a tragic song. I knew it was about death, though, because it's in the lyric, but because of the buoyant nature of it.
Yes.
Because it sounds like a party song.
It does.
You could easily miss the message.
That's right. And you're just singing along, but you're not putting the pieces together.
Yeah, I mean, faded feathers in her hair. She drinks herself half blind. She's lost her youth and her Tony, and she's lost her mind. Holy shit! Does it get any darker than that?
And she's haunting.
Yeah.
I mean, people don't seem to get it. But I thought it'd be interesting because now people will hear that song and go, "Holy shit, that's kind of a dark song."
Yeah.
So, also, you may be familiar with this one, "In the Ghetto."
Oh yeah.
Elvis Presley. So, legendary songwriter and performer Mac Davis, who I actually really love, wrote this 1969 comeback hit for Elvis. And this is obviously a very sobering subject. And it's about a poor little baby child who grows to be an angry young man face down on the street with a gun in his hand. The lyrics also astutely allude to the cyclical nature of poverty and crime with the line, "And his mama cries." Appearing,
another little baby child is born in the ghetto.
There it is. Appearing near the beginning and the end of the song, along with the chilling final lines. As her young man dies on a cold and gray Chicago morning, another little baby child is born in the ghetto.
Oh, no, I did a spoiler. I didn't even mean to.
You did?
Whoops. But, of course, I know the song well, and I remember that that was a period of time when Elvis had a residency in Las Vegas for a while. And they didn't want him to do that downer of a song. I guess he didn't have. Wonder what they would have thought of Copacabana. Yeah, but
please don't sing Copacabana.
Yeah, that's not an Elvis tune. You know?
No, so but
they didn't want him to do it. And he's like, no, I want that song in there. You know,
it's a great song.
Yeah, it's a great song.
But I mean, it definitely speaks to the violence and potentially, depending on how you're going with it, could be gang violence, could just be street violence, could be just untamed anger. So it could go a lot of different ways, but it is a very sad song.
Yeah, the young man definitely dies at the end, no question.
There's no question. Absolutely. So the next one, I'm not sure you know or not. And if you do, maybe other people don't. Maxwell's Silver Hammer by the Beatles. And since we're already talking about weird, dark songs, let's go ahead and talk about this little teeny gem from Paul McCartney, who, of course, as we know, may be the greatest songsmith of all time. I agree that he is. So this is about a guy who just can't seem to stop murdering people with a hammer. Damn, I hate it when that happens.
Maxwell Edison.
It does a pretty, it does seem like a pretty fun hobby. Not. Even after he is caught, Rose and Valerie, screaming from the gallery, say he must go free.
Psycho fangirls.
The judge does not agree.
It's like the fucking Manson family. You know?
Right. The judge does not agree, and he tells them so. But as the words are leaving his lips, a noise comes from behind. Bang, bang, Maxwell's silver hammer. Came down upon his head. Bang, bang, Maxwell's silver hammer. Made sure that he was dead.
Now, this is a big suspension of disbelief that Maxwell Edison, who's in court and being charged with murder, actually gets an opportunity to kill the judge in the trial.
There it is.
There it is. I mean, of course, there's just a hammer right there. They let him have a hammer in court. I guess it would be the People's Exhibit, though.
I imagine.
But, I mean, what the fuck is up with these bailiffs, though?
I'm not sure.
They should be all over his ass.
I don't know. I don't know what they're doing.
But it's definitely a twisted, dark little tale, and you got to kind of, groove on it for that,
Absolutely.
Especially coming from McCartney. I mean, it's that dance hall, vaudeville, cheese thing, but it's so creepy, too.
It really is. But the bang, bang, it doesn't sound, again, it doesn't sound dark, but it is. Now, some of the other songs that we'll talk about here in a moment are a little darker, and you feel that, but these have that whole... in the Ghetto is not exactly one of them, but the other two, you say, others, these are kind of bright and bubbly, and they seem okay, and you find out that there is a dark and twisted underbelly.
They're kind of feel-good songs.
They are.
About people dying. So
right on. Hey. Okay, so this next song may not come as a shock that it's about death, but I want to go a little bit deeper. So, My Immortal by Evanescence. So, this song chronicles the pain felt even after a loved one dies, when their spirit won't leave you alone, to the point of making you wish it was gone. Saying, your face, it haunts me, my once pleasant dreams, your voice chased it away, all the insanity in me. All the sanity, sorry. Fuck. Haunting lyrics like, your face, it haunts me, my once pleasant dreams, your voice, it chased away, all the sanity in me, are sad because the memory of a loved one should be enjoyable, but in this song, they are tormenting.
That's definitely a different approach from Maxwell's Silver Hammer. Yeah.
This one's a little more straightforward. Just
a little more, like you said, I believe the word you used was sobering. That seems fitting. Yeah.
Sobering seems good, absolutely. Just very, and the whole song is a study in like torture. It really is about like torment, and you just feel that she's
I feel that in every Evanescence song I've ever heard before.
Oh my God. We should probably cut that because no one will like you after they hear that you don't like Evanescence.
I meant the successful conveyance of the tortured spirit. I see. Not that it was torture for me. I wouldn't subject myself to it, but if I did, I probably wouldn't call it that.
Got you. This one is one that is not well known, and it breaks my heart because it's one of my favorite songs about death, and it is Empty Garden by Elton John. So obviously Elton John writes tons of highly emotional songs. We know that. I mean, the Princess Diana song, all that stuff, right? That he repurposed it. In this ballad, he sings in memory of his late friend and fellow singer John Lennon. Lyrics like, and I've been knocking most of the day. Oh, and I've been calling. Oh, hey, hey, Johnny, can't you come out? Can't you come out to play? Listeners get a feel for the deep sadness of realizing a friend won't be around to make memories with anymore.
Well, it's an amazing partnership they have there anyway. I'm a big Elton John fan, of course. That Bernie Taupin could write songs that would mean so much. Now, I don't actually know whether or not Bernie Taupin was close to John Lennon, but we know Elton John was.
Oh, yeah.
They recorded together, they performed together. I mean, they were tight. And so the song is very beautiful, very poignant, and he wrote it perfectly to express, I'm sure, the way Elton John what he would like to have said. Because he doesn't write much in the way of lyrics, hardly ever.
No, I don't think so either.
Just the Diana thing, I think he did that, but that was all.
Yeah.
Just a little tweaking of Bernie's words.
That's correct.
But if one didn't know anything about anything and didn't hear the news and didn't know about John Lennon, then it would just sound like a regular song, but a very moving one.
Yeah.
But I think everybody knows it's because it doesn't spell out death all that clear in the lyrics.
Right.
But everybody knows what it's about, and that John Lennon was murdered on the street in New York City.
Right.
So it's very emotional that way. Beautiful song, though. Yeah.
And I think that even though Bernie may not have been friends directly with John Lennon, that was another one of those Elvis, shot heard around the world things.
Yeah.
It broke everybody. So I think, I just totally hit the mic.
Makes us real. Keeping it real.
So I think, he felt the loss maybe on behalf of Elton John or on behalf of the world, who mourned the loss of John Lennon. But he captured it so beautifully. And then the beautiful melodies and delivery by Elton John just absolutely destroy me. It remains one of my favorite Elton John songs, and a lot of people don't know it. I've introduced that to so many people who'd never heard that song.
Wow.
Yeah, and I think, oh my God, you've never heard this song? And they're like, oh my God, it's so beautiful. I'm
Young
like,
Things
yeah.
and Tender, because it was really big around that time. Well, you got your finger on the pulse,
Well, hey.
But, it was big around that time, but it's not something that continues to get a lot of airplay.
It was unfortunate. It's
which
true.
is unfortunate. You'd figure it would pop up at least around, the anniversary of John Lennon's death. But,
I have literally heard it twice ever on the radio.
Wow.
Just come up on the radio twice. And I went, oh, this should be on the radio more, but it's not. So I just go to Spotify and listen to it whenever I want to, as many times as I want to, and sing it at the top of my lungs.
And this was easily the best. There were at least 3 songs written about John Lennon that come to mind, and this was easily the best one.
So
so
beautiful.
much better than I'm Sorry. Freddie Mercury was such a genius, but Life is Real just isn't a really good song. It's about the weakest thing he's ever written. Maybe it meant a lot to him. And
I'm sure it did.
George Harrison's all those years ago. But obviously Elton and Bernie knocked this completely out of the park.
My
that
God.
was the one. As lovers of John Lennon, that pretty much all of us are. I certainly
Absolutely.
am. Pound for pound, I'd have to say he might be my favorite songwriter, because of the stuff he did with the Beatles was just so extraordinary. But great song though, and that one would be easier to miss the meaning of if you didn't know anything about it.
That's true.
Because it doesn't talk about people dying like the other songs do.
But even, when I first heard the song, I didn't know it was about John Lennon.
Oh.
But there's something about, he's talking about the gardener, and he's talking about how it could have been a good gardener, and I've been knocking most of the day. Can't you come out to play? There's a sense of loss.
Yeah.
And
Something is obviously very wrong.
Right,
Johnny's missing.
It's palpable, and it's stirring. And then I remember when I found out it was about John Lennon, I just totally kills me now every time I hear it. But it's just one of those songs. And again, Bernie Taupin is probably one of my favorite lyricists ever.
Wow.
And I think he's probably most people's favorite lyricist. He's just brilliant. Absolutely. And if you have not heard Empty Garden, please go listen to it. Do yourself a favor. Speaking of favors, when I listen to this song, this is just one of those songs again that brings me a sense of calm until I remember what it's about, and then it makes me sad, which is Fire and Rain by James Taylor.
Oh, my goodness.
So this song obviously touches on the suicide of a friend, along with the singer's own struggles with drugs and fame. In it, he says, I've seen lonely times when I could not find a friend, but I always thought that I'd see you again. Okay.
You want to make me cry? Put this song on.
I could totally cry.
Yeah.
Just this song, this is one of those songs. It's so beautiful, but it's so gut-wrenching.
It is.
You can just feel the pain and then that loss. But I always thought that I'd see you again. I can't even. This is just, it's one of those songs about death.
I didn't know it was about like a suicide or anything like that. I thought it was about somebody who died in a plane crash because of the line, sweet dreams and flying machines and pieces on the ground. No?
No, I think some of those.
I knew it was a real story of somebody that it wasn't just an imagination. It was somebody he knows that died. I just don't know who it was.
Yeah, I think that, obviously the only person who could really tell us is James Taylor, but I do think that, all those like flying machines and some of those images I think are about heaven and are about the next place and are about, whatever it is, and people choose to express it in different ways. That was always my take on it. But I could be wrong, but that is one of those songs that I don't know that people know that it's about death. I think people assume that it's about love, like it's a love story, right? And somebody they loved is gone or whatever, not dead, but maybe left them or they're broken up, and it's not that song.
I've always known it was about death, and that's always why it's always choked me up. It's brutal.
Absolutely.
Beautiful brutality.
That's right. That's exactly what it is. Beautiful brutality.
I'm sure James Taylor would be thrilled to hear it described thus, but that's
yes.
That's exactly what it is. Yeah.
It is. It's one of the most beautiful things, but also one of the most heartbreaking.
Just yesterday morning, they let me know you were gone.
Oh, I can't. Oh, God. We're going to need to take a break.
To open a song with a line like that. Jeez.
So I have one more. While we're already weepy.
Oh, no.
One more. That is Keep Me in Your Heart by Warren Zevon.
How do I not know this one? That's
that's
amazing.
While suffering from a cancer diagnosis, which would eventually take his life.
Right.
He penned the lyrics for this song as a last goodbye to his friends and family, singing, "Shadows are falling and I'm running out of breath. Keep me in your heart for a while."
Warren Zevon is so fantastic. This is one of those artists that I never did understand why, me personally. I had one of their albums or two and cherished them and thought they were the greatest things ever, and didn't dig into the rest of the catalog, which, of course, I can now. But I had Excitable Boy, of course. It's a classic. I mean, Nighttime in the Switching Yard kicks ass.
Come on.
Just a great record, and that was it. And I know he wrote some hits for other people, like Poor, Poor, Pitiful Me for Linda Ronstadt, or, himself, too. But, I have never heard that one song though you're talking about though. I knew he was dying. I didn't know what he wrote about it though.
Well, we're going to do that whooshing, and we're going to come back after David's heard this song.
Whoosh.
Whoosh. All right, whoosh. We are back. Now David has heard Keep Me in Your Heart.
You want to know what I thought?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I had never heard that song, but it's not that I haven't heard that side of Warren Zevon, because he was really like one of those songwriters, like I think Randy Newman comes to mind, who would write these like offbeat songs, and Randy, we got Short People and whatnot and everything, and It's Money That I Love and stuff like that. And on Warren Zevon's part, you get songs about headless mercenaries coming for revenge, and murderers digging up their victims, and werewolves and ripping out lungs and so forth. And yet he would also move you, especially in this case. I mean, and I'm glad I didn't know him personally, because this song would be impossible to listen to.
I don't even know.
It was really, it moved me a lot hearing it now. It's a petition to be remembered. Remember me, think of me this time, think of me that time. Oh my goodness!
Even when you're just doing little things around the house,
things,
I can't.
It was like I said. God, it was in a way it was really a bad thing for his personal friends and so forth, because it's going to really hurt him to hear that. But it's
so
his love
too.
comes through in him
yeah.
too. So it was fabulous. Glad to finally got to hear that, because
I mean it's one of those. It's one of the few that just kind of kills me. And there's so many songs about death. A couple honorable mentions are "Let It Be," "Fade to Black," "Tears in Heaven," "Angel" by Sarah McLachlan, and "If Tomorrow Never Comes" by Garth Brooks. So just a few.
That's a good one.
I can't listen to that. Right? If I listen to that right now, I'll be out. So those are just some, and that was Bird Banter. So that was quite a little emotional one this time. That takes us to something a little more upbeat, and that is the theme recap for this show.
Well, you know how we always have rags for copious nasal secretions? Well, now there might be copious eyeball secretions because of this weepy subject matter here, but that was very touching, I gotta say.
Absolutely.
So I guess now comes the time when I recap the theme. For those of you who can't remember, for a couple of weeks, and even though it says it on when you click on the show, we still have to tell you what it is.
Why not?
Yeah, why not? And this theme, we're sticking with the Freebirds for a while, and this is basically acoustic. Anything acoustic. Now, it could be, you think MTV Unplugged, okay? Nirvana, Paul McCartney, Clapton. She neglected to mention Kiss, one of the better MTV Unplugged.
I didn't.
Simon and
It was
Garfunkel.
purpose.
Think about Dylan. Think about the Indigo Girls or Sean Colvin. And this is an interesting challenge. Do you have an unplugged version of your otherwise full band song? And I love those. This is the stripped down version of the full band. Excellent. Or are you just an artist who exclusively performs acoustically? We know one of those now, don't we? We want to hear your music, was the cry that we put out, and we'll see what we came up with. But thankfully, I get to pass the buck over to the creator of new features to do one herself.
I know, I never do them first because you just set the tone so well. But I thought, well, for this one, I will do it. This is new, and it is called Who Will It Be Now? Will It is a bird. And for this feature, we name one member of a band and see if we can leave the other in a state of bewilderment. So I'm going to name a member. Well, I have 3 members of bands, and I'm going to name them and see if you can tell me which band they are from.
This is great. I don't have to prepare or anything.
No, you do not. And in this case, I'm going to say Paul Simonon.
Paul Simonon, I believe, or however it's pronounced.
Yes.
He would, do I have to know what instrument he plays? I believe he was the bass player from The Clash.
Very well played. My goodness.
Along with Topper Hedden. And I don't know that band all that well, but I retained the members.
Clearly.
Yeah.
And he was active from 1976 to 1986. And I like to include an interesting fact about these people.
Always. Trivia rules.
He didn't know how to play bass when the group first recorded. He learned how to play parts by rote from Jones.
No way.
He didn't know how to play bass at all. He just learned it note for note. So he just basically mimicked. That's crazy. So, well, you got one. Will you get the next one? You will get the next one. Dave Holland.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Dave Holland? I might not get this one.
Oh, I'm so confused. I thought you would.
Dave Holland. I'm probably going to kick myself, but nope. Who is it?
Judas Priest's drummer from 1979 to 1989.
Oh, maybe I'm thinking of another guy because I have recently acquired some Priest and Live and one of these really, really big essential things. And I read the notes, and I don't remember that name. It's weird.
Well, here might be one of the reasons why. He died in 2018, but that's not the reason. The interesting fact or disturbing fact is he was arrested in 2004 and served 10 years in prison for indecent assault of a minor with learning disabilities.
10 years? Well, I mean, considering, now that you mentioned the crime, okay, I got no problem with that.
He denied all charges, but following him being found guilty, Iommi had his drum tracks removed and re-recorded by Jimmy Copley. So that's probably why it didn't come up. So that's very interesting. But he was the drummer for 10 years.
Wow.
So that's an interesting little tidbit. And this one's a gimme. This one's a gimme. I thought that was a gimme too. So Bobby Kimball. Oh my God.
Bobby Kimball?
Bobby Kimball.
Once again, you overestimate my knowledge. I might kick myself or not, but...
No, this is a former lead singer of Toto.
Oh, no, I did not know that.
Lead and backing vocals. Years active, 1977 to 84.
The guy with the beard?
Yes, he was active 77 to 84, 1989, and 98 to 2008. And sad but interesting fact about him is in 2019, German media, which is where he lives in Germany, reported that he is suffering from dementia.
Oh, no.
So, yes.
I wonder if he must be the guy I'm thinking of. He used to be the lead singer from Toto. I only know Porcaro and Lou Cather and a couple of guys from that group, believe it or not. I'm not that familiar with the makeup, strangely enough.
Interesting.
Yep.
So those were my 3, and that was Who Will It Be Now?
Well.
Our little new feature. Kind of fun.
Ordinarily, it would be fun. It's like I'm dying to do one again because ordinarily I would at least be able to remember the name,
Yeah.
and associate it with the band. But that 2 out of 3 got past me. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, and I didn't know. I was trying to find some that would be in your wheelhouse. So now it is time for a song. My goodness. So we are to our first band. And that band is Georgia Train with a song called Diggers. They are from the UK, and they are singer-songwriter. So we're going to whoosh and listen to this beautiful, I'm assuming, magical, amazing acoustic song.
I've been it all, and you can take it all. In your stride, but I'm waiting for you. Right. I've been waiting for you. I found a bookmark in your heart. My love, waiting for you. Chapter after chapter, where you are, my love. Handsome as handsome does, she'll be alright. Bruising as bruising name under blue light. Blue light. I've been waiting for you, waiting for you. Looks like you came through on your own. Word, my love, waiting for you. You told me that I would run if I knew you inside. You're right, my love. You could say that I let you down, left when you needed me most, but where both take us in our own. Waiting for you, here. Waiting for you, I've been waiting for you. Maybe you made more profit on my love. I've been waiting. Maybe you left with the winter cold eye. The grow, my love. Shifting the blame, the chips of the game on. Time for the finders, the keepers of I did wrong. I've been waiting for you, waiting for you. I've been waiting for you, waiting for you to go. I've been waiting for you. I've been waiting for you. I've been waiting for you. I've been waiting for you.
All right, that was Diggers by Georgia Train. Okay, well, I know I keep telling my Bandcamp stories, but I'm living on Bandcamp when I'm listening to and trying to find new artists, as I mentioned. And while listening to acoustic music, I just heard 5 seconds of this, and it was arresting. It was beautiful. It was so many things. But I'm going to yield to you first, and then share my thoughts.
Well, first of all, the name of the group really takes you for a surprise. I mean, Georgia Train, you expect it to be, a country band or a southern rock band or something like that, and you can't ever think, wow, Midnight Train to Georgia Train, is there a connection? Well, it has nothing, doesn't sound like any of those things, because this is, I know I recently used the word spectral, and I hate to use it again, but that's exactly what it sounds like. It is really like ghostly and ethereal, kind of like Kate Bush, but even farther. I mean, there's just a really gorgeous, haunting melody, and it has the kind of theatricality and harmonies, layered harmonies, that I associate with a Japanese composer named Yuki Kajura. She writes soundtracks for like a whole bunch of animes and everything, and I know you're not into that, and I'm not either. I just had kids who were into that, stepkids who were into that. And it even has the absolutely the soul-crushing dramatic flair of Queen, and there's even a passage there that actually sounds quite a bit like March of the Black Queen. So it has all of that stagey drama, and it is totally arresting, and definitely not the kind of thing you hear every day, and nor the kind of thing you expect to hear from a group called Georgia Train. But God bless them, it's an amazing song.
Well, I almost didn't click on the song, on the artist at all, because I was like, Georgia Train, it doesn't even sound right. And then I was like, just click on it, and I was like, oh my God. And haunting is definitely the word that came to mind, but just completely different. It was very unique to me. It was Bjork meets Kate Bush. There's no other. That's where it is. And there's the backing vocals that are the rhythm. Just, it was perfect. And they're throughout the entire song, and they never stop. It's just beautiful. And I know there's another version to this song, but why? I would never make another version of this amazing song. I like the swells, the vocal swells she has, and then there's the ghostly vocalizations. They're not words, they're just vocalizations that happen. And just, she's incredibly talented, just a beautiful voice, and so many interesting qualities. But I mean, really, it is, and I know you're saying that there's somebody else who it reminds you of, but for me, this is a first where I'm hearing something like this. So I was so happy to stumble upon Georgia Train for our acoustic show. And you can find Georgia Train on Facebook at Georgia Train Music. And trust me, you're going to want to do some more digging. I know I will be.
Diggers. And thank you for not making me remind you of that. All right, well, emboldened by the fact that she actually did a new feature, Christina has no qualms whatsoever about giving me another brand new feature to introduce. So, and this one is called I'm Still Standing. Yeah. And
Stilt standing.
I'm so sorry, my glasses. Stilt standing, that's right. I'm stilt standing. A stilt, of course, would be the bird here. I mean, it's very easy. When the new feature comes up, you just, okay, I'll just take the only word I don't understand, and that must be a bird.
Yes.
Yeah. I know what the other ones are. That last thing is a bird. Okay. I'm Still Standing, and for this feature, we discuss bands or artists that had near-death experiences and lived to tell their story. Well, there's no shortage of stories of rock stars who have come near to death or gone all the way, but we're looking for the near-death ones. They got to be still around, or they have to have at least come back to sally forth and keep a stiff upper lip. And, there are no shortage of faster cars and more drugs and the outer limits of abuse of one's body and recklessness and all sorts of behaviors that people have barely escaped the scythe of the Grim Reaper. But they were like a classic example. Well, drug overdoses, heart-stopping drug overdoses like Mr. Nicky Six, although we got a great song out of it, Kickstart My Heart.
That's true.
But rather than focus on the extremities of bad behavior, let's focus on another kind of extremities. Actual... Do you know what I'm going to say?
No, I must. I think I do.
And that's the problem.
I can't even handle. I think I do.
Good.
Shit.
More tears this time, and this time it's not fire and rain. This time it's extremities. Well,
sorry, I stole your thunder.
No,
I stole your extremity.
Extremities. But what about other extremities? Do rock musicians really need them? Well, there are some cases where, let's say, a singer, for example, can get by without a leg or an arm or something like that, I suppose. And even the great Leslie West, my first guitar hero who recently passed on, was still playing with one leg. However, you would figure the loss of any actual limb would be the end of the career of a drummer.
Okay, thank God.
Yes, you presciently talked about this gentleman early this evening, and that's, in fact, who I was going to talk about.
It was the segue that was just classic. I could not help. I'm so sorry.
I think not dying of a drug overdose that the fact that your body could actually bounce back from that with medical assistance, like 2 shots of adrenaline, things like that. I don't know if that's an actual achievement of sorts. I think it's just like, good fortune on your part, dodging a bullet. But this story is one of incredible perseverance and triumph in the face of a terrible tragedy, and it concerns Mr. Rick Allen, the drummer of Def Leppard. Def Leppard was an absolutely huge phenomenon around this time, 1983, 1984. If you were around then, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But a terrible tragedy befell drummer Rick Allen. One afternoon, December 31st, last day of the year, 1984, involved in a car crash. His Corvette lost control, and he was ejected, and his left arm was severed. Now, I could find no reference to it. It's a rather gruesome detail, but I swear I read one time that he apparently walked up to a house with his arm and said, "I'm a famous drummer and I've lost my arm." I don't know if that's true. I couldn't find any reference to that, but I did read that once. Maybe it's not true. I think one of the more astonishing parts of the story that people overlook is, how do you not bleed to death when you lose your arm? How does that happen?
Right.
I can understand him walking up to a door and saying something like that, because people in shock say all kinds of things you wouldn't believe.
Yeah, do you know who I am?
Yeah.
I
worked in an emergency room for a little while, and people in shock really say some incredible
weird shit.
Yeah, they do. You
True.
see some strange things. But, so the doctors were able to actually reattach the arm, which is incredible, but it became infected, and it had to be amputated again. Despite losing his arm, Allen soon decided to continue playing drums with Def Leppard and adopted a specially designed electronic drum kit. They took a hiatus from onstage performances until 1986, when they made their triumphant return at the Monsters of Rock Festival in Donington. Now, that must have been amazing. They were already huge with the album Pyromania. Mm-hmm. After their drummer lost his arm and had to adapt to a different method of playing on custom, technologically advanced machinery, and just the skill it would take to compensate like that on his part, the perseverance. They returned with an even bigger album. Hysteria was like 10 million copies or some insanity like that in the United States alone. Mm-hmm. They were absolutely huge, and it's just a really inspiring story. And it's one thing to say, I didn't drop dead of doing a shitload of drugs, and I was driving really, really fast and crashed, and I survived and everything. I think it's incumbent on us to focus on a positive, uplifting story like this one, and Rick Allen's kind of a hero for that, and I don't think I'm going out on a limb to say that.
Oh my God.
Did I say something? It's a figure of speech.
Yeah. All right, so next up, we are going to introduce another artist and their acoustic song. In this case, it's Ashley Stevenson with a song called Freedom. She hails from Chicago, Illinois. She is a singer-songwriter, and we are going to whoosh away to listen to Freedom. Whoosh.
tragedy gotta be guns go bang. So won't complain, who you gon' blame? It'll be alright with the whole world getting colder. You can hold on to me, soldier. My dollar, slow dollar, is it better than no dollar? Greed makes it easy to waste. My dollar, your dollar, is it better than no dollar? Shared one is never in vain. Hard to grow up in these streets, seems it's designed for no one to complete. Hey, hard to know wrong from the right when you're trying to make it out of the night. Trying to get out of this town. Reality got a way of pulling you down. Make do, though it hurts to stay true. Fate works, but in the end it takes you. Oh, washing up to the shore. Life is what you have, not what to afford. Got a young child in a grown man's war. Rich gone rich, but the soul's gone poor. Hey, fragile wings, enemy, cavalry, take away precious life so casually. Night getting so much closer, but you can hold on to me, soldier. My dollar, slow dollar, is it better than no dollar? Greed makes it easy to waste. My dollar, your dollar, is it better than no dollar? Forever running the race, running the race. Watch my homie get slain, but it ain't no thing. I told you, it's my shoulder, it's my soldier. Keep marching on.
Whoosh. Well, we just finished listening to Ashley Stevenson, Freedom, as did you. And let's talk a little bit about what we heard. So I do like the guitar rhythm. I'm a big guitar rhythm slapping thing where you're slapping the guitar for the rhythm. I really, really dig that. So I like that. Her vocal stylings is smooth. Vocal stylings are smooth and jazzy. It reminds me of the Lady of Ipanema. Whenever I heard it, I thought that, and I thought I really love that vocal styling, and I like the effect they have on her voice because it's like singing in an empty room, and it's perfect. There's something very pure and beautiful about her voice. She does not oversing. She just gives the song exactly what it needs. And I'm actually not one who really likes the little, I don't know what it is, like rain stick sound typically, but I thought it worked really well in this song. I thought it was a really nice song, very mellow, very chill. So I really enjoyed it. What do you say about Ashley Stevenson's Freedom?
Well, I really dug how it started with that upright bass so much.
Mm-hmm.
What sounded to me like an upright bass, it's probably a synthesizer and everybody's laughing
Sounds
at me.
like it to me, too.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. It sounds like it, but I'm probably being fooled, you know. But, I mean, it was such a groovy coffee house jazz, just one of those beatnik things. Very hard to believe it was written anytime in the last 30 years.
Yeah.
It sounds like, old Joni Mitchell or Ricky Lee Jones or something like that. And it just kind of draws you in, and you're kind of just...
You're grooving with it.
Yeah, you're grooving with it. It's like, yeah, babe, go on.
Yeah, it's
you feel,
very
you can
nice.
feel a little goatee growing, while you're listening to it.
I actually saw, it's weird, I took it off, but I had a beret on.
Yeah, exactly.
It was so weird. And I said stuff like, groovy, baby.
That's right.
Yeah, very weird.
The Deadbeat Club. It was awesome.
It was very cool.
No, it was a beautiful song.
It was very cool
well done,
song.
Ashley. Thank you.
And you can find her at, you can find her on Facebook at ASHSLIM Stevenson, STEVENSON. Definitely look her up. She's got lots of really beautiful music, and you will not be sorry.
That's the word on the street.
So now,
Oh, jeez.
where's the love do? Okay, now you can put it down. I couldn't see.
That was all encroachy and
Couldn't
shit.
see. Well, I was trying to
So encroachy on me.
You were
No, that's what I'm
encroaching.
saying. I totally own it was me that was.
I was
being
like, oh my
encroaching.
God. All right, so that leads me to a feature that was new when David did it, but is no longer new, but it's my first time. And it is Keep Your Eyes on the Kids. And yes, an Aya is a bird.
Process
a
of
baby
elimination.
bird. For this feature, we discuss the kids following in the footsteps of their rock star parents. Now, not a lot of people would have thought of this one, but I really have an affinity for this particular artist. The child is Jacob Dylan, and the parent is Bob Dylan. And the child was of the Wallflowers. Jacob Dylan did the beautiful band in the 90s called the Wallflowers. And they were popular in the 90s with hits like One Headlight and 6th Avenue Heartache. They continued to release albums since 1992, but none have matched that success because it was just a runaway. But his voice, it's just smooth and beautiful and soft.
Really?
And sweet. I absolutely love his voice.
Wow.
And
That's funny because, you've never been a big fan of Dad's voice.
yeah, they could not have fallen further from the tree. Yeah,
Wow.
because he actually has a nice voice. And Rami Jaffe, keyboardist for the Wallflowers, left the band in 2013 and has since been recording and touring with the Foo Fighters. So very interesting because in their heyday, the Wallflowers were huge. So that just also tells you the talent in that band. There's so much talent in that band, and he being Jacob Dylan, continues to tour on his own and doing a solo project. And he is certainly in the shadow of his legendary father, despite his refusal to invoke his name. He did not mention that he was a child of Bob Dylan for a long time because he wanted to stand on his own merits.
Yeah.
People assume that they must have a strained relationship, and they actually have a great relationship. So there's no issue between father and son. In fact, he shared that his father was very affectionate, and he never missed a Little League game. And he kept every home run ball that Jacob ever hit.
Aw.
So he knows that he isn't the only one who's awed by the long shadow that his father's genius has cast. His father's genius has cast. He said, "Look, he's the best at what I do." It's
I
true.
mean, it was good for Jacob that his big first popularity was in a band because having a band name is totally different from being a Dylan.
True.
So I mean, it takes the shadow thing. I mean, a lot of people might not have a lot of Young Things and Tender probably liked the Wallflowers and didn't even know who his dad was.
They didn't. Yeah.
So
and he doesn't look like his father.
which is good because that's got to help with that whole shadow thing. Rocky Balboa's kid had it. Everybody has it. So.
Yeah, and I think the thing that's unfortunate is the 90s flash in the pan thing. 90s came out with a lot of oh God, came out with a lot of poppy, alternative rocky stuff that was really palatable and really accessible and did really well. But then once the 90s ended, or the 90s started to come to an end, there was no more success for those bands. And I do think because the music industry started to change then. And with the change of the music industry, you started to see all of that money that was placed into promoting those artists go away. So everything started to kind of crumble. Now, when the Wallflowers came out, they were all over MTV. They were always on the news. They were, everything was Wallflowers. So you knew about them. They were on the radio every second.
Yeah.
I mean, you could not hear One Headlight any less than a dozen times a day on any.
I'd probably even know it if I heard it.
Probably.
Yeah.
With any FM station. It was always on. So I'm glad that even if they don't have that level of success, that they at least were remembered for that, and that people will look them up and say, oh, well, shoot, you had the success with Wallflowers. Now I would definitely want to continue to follow you and listen to your solo stuff, because if not, he would just be one of us, right?
Yeah,
because
there
he
are a
won't
lot
invoke
of
his father's name.
Yeah, but I mean, once you've been in a band like that and you do go solo, people know it's you.
Yeah.
If not absolutely everybody, but you do get a lot of the fans going with you. But it is good he started in a band, and somehow I probably know a couple of the tunes, and they probably just got uninspiring titles or titles that don't connect necessarily, but I don't remember any of them offhand. But I do remember thinking once, yeah, these guys are good, but that was it. Yeah, so. Totally missed that era. I was doing such consequential things, believe me.
Well, let's just do a quick whoosh for a second, just so you can hear one headlight. All right, so there was your indoctrination. What say you about the Wallflowers?
Yeah, I remember hearing the stuff now. I remember the basic sound. Honestly, to me, it's kind of kid music. I mean, it just there's something about the structure of it I just don't like. Not a big fan of his voice on the one song I heard. He sounds a little bit too much like Springsteen. But
He sounds nothing like Springsteen.
Perception. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you, but
yeah, I don't know
it was
what to tell
okay.
you.
They probably got a lot of great songs. That one was that could be one of those songs that is elevated by its surroundings. I mean, you put it in the context of a bunch of really, really strong songs, and something like that is just what you need. But I didn't. If that's what the band sounds like, I'm not really that thrilled.
Sorry. I just have to go, you like the fucking Spice Girls, but you can't like this band. There's something about that band you don't like.
Spice Girls got melodies. Spice Girls,
That was a melody.
I don't know. Not my bag, baby. It was not my bag, baby.
Very disappointing. Also concerning the Springsteen reference. I'm not really understanding
a couple of times
what you're talking about.
he just sounded like that. I was like,
no,
oh,
he doesn't. Springsteen screams and yodels, and it's not right.
Yeah, I'm semi-traumatized, not only from seeing a headless guitar the other day, but I also heard Bruce Springsteen sing Highway to Hell today. So, it's been tough.
Anyway, so those of us that have 90s taste like the Wallflowers and like Jakob Dylan's voice, and I am one of them, and I was listening to some of his solo stuff, and I really do like it. It's definitely not like his father, but he also has a really great gift for lyrics, which is not surprising since, his father has that gift as well. So while he falls further from the tree, which is music to my ears literally, he is the son of the famous, legendary Bob Dylan. So you got to keep your eyes on this kid, because Jakob Dylan continues to do great things despite David's poor taste in music. So...
Yeah, few offspring have achieved that level of success. They were huge. There's no question about it. Yeah.
Is that true though?
I don't know. That sprang to mind immediately. So
that's
kind
true.
Of
I don't have
absolves
any
me.
that sprang to mind.
There you go.
At least 90s music. David has great taste in music, but I'm not sure if it extends to the 90s.
I kind of blanked out, and the stuff most of the stuff that I've heard from that era that I missed the first time, I don't like anyway. So. But there's some great stuff there. So keep your eyes on the kids again.
I say.
We've gone from Eddie Van Halen to Bob Dylan, and who knows who might turn up next.
Who knows what's next? There are so many.
Except a song.
There is a song. Wow, great segue. Well played. So the next artist we are going to listen to, just continuing this amazing acoustic journey, is Daniel Senna with a song called Like a Lion, Sing Until Forever. And this gentleman hails from Boston, Massachusetts, again, another singer-songwriter. So let's take a moment to listen to Daniel Senna. Shh. Okay, we just listened to Daniel Senna, Like a Lion, sing Until Forever. So, David, what are your thoughts?
Well, Eddie,
We should use that
and
sound
an
like.
iron,
I like the, and then an iron.
and then an iron, that. What the fuck the hell was I trying to say there? I should go back and listen just to find out, except I don't know where it came from.
I don't either. It was awesome.
Well, I really dug the jangly okay.
It's late, babe.
Yeah. All right, well, I really dug the jangly 60s kind of Birds-like guitar, which, mind blown, up until about a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, I thought that the Birds did that first, and they actually copied that from the Beatles, So it was pretty awesome. Anyway, but I dug that, and you said something, you slipped something
I did.
off the air about what it sounded like to you. You know who it sounded like was singing this? Joe Walsh. For some reason, it sounds like a Joe Walsh doing the vocal on this, and he does this kind of stuff, too. He's a very eclectic songwriter. And I just thought that was...
Joe Walsh, life's been good to me, Joe Walsh?
Yeah, absolutely. The vocal, absolutely. It had an amazing dreamlike quality, and it really did kind of draw you in. I just don't recommend if you're like driving home from work at like 4 o'clock in the morning, you might not want to play this because it's very relaxing. It's very stimulating in a way, but it's a very beautiful chill out song. So good work from Daniel Senna. What do you think?
Yeah, definitely. I think that he sounds like Bon Jovi unplugged, though. That's what I got from him, and I liked it. I don't hear the Joe Walsh, but it's because Joe Walsh really can't sing, and this guy actually can sing. I like the harmonies. I think they're well placed. There weren't too many. There weren't too little. I like the way that they were kind of interspersed. I thought it was simple, but it was powerful. I don't understand the lyrics entirely, but it's very interesting. I was sad that he waited to do the falsetto until the end because I really liked the falsetto, and I recommend more falsetto. It was really, really nice. But I liked the song when I heard it. I really was surprised to have that rock a vocal over this, and I really liked it. It was really fun for me, and I hear Bon Jovi, young Bon Jovi, singing in all his little glory with all his vibrato, just singing his heart out, and that's what I heard. So
Maybe
I really
even
liked
a little
it.
U2. I don't know.
Interesting. So Daniel Senna, I was really excited about him. Glad we got to bring him to you on this show, and you can find him on Facebook at Daniel Senna Music, and that is SENA, Daniel Senna Music. I think it is your turn to do something.
This is starting to be a pattern here, and this is highly irregular, and
Whoops.
we may
Sorry
have to
about that.
address this through channels here.
Okay.
But
Talk
it's
to the head of everything, see what she says.
We'll run that up. The grievance committee, I'm sure. This is a recently added but very cool feature called It Was Mina. And for this feature, we discuss songwriters of some of the biggest hits not written by the artist or band, the unsung heroes of popular music. Now, the writer might have recorded the song themselves, but we really know it from somebody else in most of these cases, or equally, if not. And, I was looking up this subject matter, and you come across a lot of names recurring, like Pharrell Williams.
Oh, yeah.
Turns up on a lot of things. CeeLo Green, Sia, Ed Sheeran. Not a fan of his vocals at all, but as a songwriter, I'm not even sure about that either, but he certainly pops up. He certainly has a lot of credits. But going back to the Stone Age, as we are wont to do, everybody knows Mr. Neil Diamond, and he's responsible for a number of hits for others, whether he did them himself or not. Like from the Pulp Fiction, Urge Overkill, Girl, You'll Be a Woman Soon.
Yes.
And we talked earlier on another episode of UB40, Red Red Wine, and that he actually loved that one. And a doubleheader for the Monkees. And a hit single that totally defined early Deep Purple, Kentucky Woman.
Wow.
I mean, pre-Ian Gillan. Remember we talked about the Deep Purple vocalists?
Yes.
His pen has been everywhere, and those are, like I said, definitive of those bands at those times.
So I was wondering, of those songs that you just mentioned, how many did he originally do, or how many did he just write and never record himself?
I think he probably recorded most of them. I don't know. I know he did Kentucky Woman.
Okay.
And of course, Girl, You'll Be a Woman Soon. Definitely.
Yeah.
And
I just wasn't familiar with the other ones, so that's why I was like, I didn't know if he recorded them or if he just wrote them and gave them to somebody else. But I imagine he probably recorded
the two Monkees songs are so Monkees, he might, if he recorded them themselves, they were not singles or hits or anything like that.
Maybe just demos.
Yeah, or maybe they're just on an album someplace,
which
is usually you'll find that, but they were pretty much, the Monkees owned those songs. So I don't think he even tried to put them out there, because heaven knows he had plenty of others.
Yeah.
So incredible writer and entertainer.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
I mean, I like Neil Diamond, but I didn't know he wrote so many songs that other people did. I know people cover him. I definitely was familiar with the Urge Overkill.
Yeah.
I think I probably like Neil Diamond's better, but I did enjoy it. It was fun to hear somebody else do it, especially in that context. But
it suits them
cool.
so much.
Yeah, it does. It was very cool. But interesting. That is really cool. That's why I like It Was Mina, because I like to know who's behind the songs. I mean, some of the biggest hits were not written by that person or even people in their circle.
Oh, I love credits. I love to know who wrote what.
I know you do.
And it's always drives me crazy when I miss one. I was like, oh, I didn't know that.
I know. How did I not know that?
But, so It Was Mina once again. And does that actually bring us to another song that was not Neil Diamond's, but their own?
That's true. That's right. Sam Garrett with The Dance and the Wonder. This particular gentleman is from Hawaii, and again, I know this is surprising, but this is another singer-songwriter. So let's go ahead and whoosh away and listen to Sam Garrett.
Wait, I haven't finished yet. I'm starting to write down the words that I've kept in my heart. Stay with me, darling, just a little longer so we can work out what this is. 'Cause I and you, we are the same. We are mirrors reflecting the colors and lessons that are easy to bury and just walk away with the shame. Oh, but I should have known that before I met you, that I'd manifest you and fall deep in love with your soul. I hope to the waters that flow, that cleanse our great spirit and wash away all that is old from so long ago. And all that I do, and all that I do, I'll do it for you. And all that I do, and all that I do, I'll do it for you. Rise like wildflowers. You carry the sunshine and dance in the rain. You make friends into lovers and run with the wolves far away. What a wonderful place, an endearing endeavor. We never said never. Don't wait on the weather to change. Be brave, never mind spent too long pretending. Now the story is ending. A new moon is guiding our way. And babe, sail to Santa Fe. We'll plant seeds in the garden, and the journey is starting. Let the wind blow us into our fate. And all that I do, and all that I do, I'll do it for you. And all that I do, and all that I do, I'll do it for you. Ooh, the train ride, the high tide, the roads that are winding, and secrets we're finding, the same kind. Worlds collide. The magic and thunder, the dance and the wonder. Awake mind, hands bind. This forever journey, how you come to learn me. It's our time to make fire. The child and the laughter, open a new chapter with you. And all that I do, and all that I do, I'll do it for you. And all that I do, and all that I do, I'll do it for you.
Whoosh. That was Sam Garrett with The Dance and the Wonder. And his voice just has such a beautiful, gorgeous tone. I love it. This song just makes me smile. It just does.
Yeah, first of all, I got to hand it to him. I thought, okay, with a title like The Dance and the Wonder, that line can't be actually in there, because how would you fit that into a song? But it's so done so beautifully. The Dance and the Wonder, excellent.
Great.
I love the ukuleles and vibes or glockenspiel or whatever it is. I dabbled in that myself. It was just it was beautiful, but it was really Hawaiian, but it had almost a kind of a reggae feel, a reggae flow to it. So it was like the Hawaiian Islands and Jamaica just kind of floated next to each other, and that's the kind of music they would make together. And about the vocal, there were times when it was reminiscent of Cat Stevens and others, Paul Simon.
I can hear that.
And I was thinking, wow,
it's
like a science genetic experiment of fusing the DNA of Paul Simon and Cat Stevens, and you'd get something like that, and it was lovely.
Yeah, I really thought that the uke and the vocals, that's kind of something that always will get me. It always will make me smile. It always calms me down. The lyrics are so sweet, and the stuff he says, I'm just swooning. True. I'm like, oh, swoon. And it feels like a cool Hawaiian breeze. That's what I feel like. I was like, it just feels like I'm just in the right place at the right time. He's earnest and vulnerable in this, saying what he'll give and what he'll do, which is anything. And the tambourine and the drums were really well timed when they came in, and then when they dropped back out again. So I really, really love this tune by Sam Garrett, and you can find him on Facebook at Sam Garrett Music, and that's Garrett. Okay, so our next feature is the much acclaimed, much anticipated, relatively regular feature on the show called Various Songbirds Battle Royale. And for this feature, we name lines from songs and try to stump each other in a head-to-head battle. And we do lightning rounds these days, so we don't leave each other much time, or you much time, to guess with us. So this time I start, it looks like, and I'm going to start with one that I'm assuming you will know. Actually, I assume you'll know all of these. So are you ready?
I am ready.
Blue-eyed murder in a side-swiped dress. Change, nothing stays the same.
And you hit the ground running. Unchained by the one and only Van Halen. Thank you.
That's correct.
Nice,
From
nice.
1981's Fair Warning.
Oh, that's just classic album, classic track. Unchained. One break coming up. And I'm going to want a break. You're going to have to give me a break coming up if you don't get this one.
I am rolling my eyes so far back in my head.
I had to seize the cheese.
You
know?
did. You had to.
Seize the cheese. All right.
Cheese.
You'll get this one, I think. I'm supposed to say you don't want to hear, but okay. Russian roulette is not the same without a gun. And baby, when it's love, if it's not rough, it isn't fun. I'll get him hot, show him what I've got.
Poker face, poker face, Lady Gaga.
Did I lie?
You did not, and that was a great line because I know that line well.
Yeah, that's one of those ones that stands out, you know.
So we'll see if you get this one. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
I wish I could scream out loud that I love you. I wish I could say to you, don't go.
Uh-oh. I knew I was sunk with the first line. Ooh, I wish I, what? Sorry.
I wish I could scream out loud that I love you. I wish I could say to you, don't go.
I'm going to kick it really hard. I'm going to kick my own keister very hard on this one, but what is it?
Don't turn around. Ace of Base.
Oh, okay.
From 1993's The Sign.
Yeah, lyrically you got me on that one.
I don't know if lyrically I got you. I mean, you love Ace of Base.
Yeah, but yeah, that was it was The Sign itself. That would be something else. But all right, let me see what we got here. Sure. Okay, here we go. Church on time terrifies me. Church on time makes me party. Church on time puts my trust in God and man. And what's the song? David Bowie had a lot of songs. Don't believe in. Oops.
Modern love.
Well, you knew it. You had it.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
I was good. I was just going to sing it, but I didn't.
Correctamundo, David Bowie, Modern Love.
That was well played.
Thank you. Yeah, we're doing good with the songs. We just take two things tonight, and we're doing good with the songs.
Are you ready?
I'm ready for one.
For she's the mother of all men who counseled me so wisely then. For she's the mother of all men who counseled me so wisely then.
I don't even think I'm going to kick myself over this one. I totally defeat.
Lady in Black, Uriah Heep.
Oh, you see? Now there's
from
one.
1971 Salisbury.
Yep, there's one. I'm not that familiar with the Salisbury album. The three that I know really well. The four, actually. And, the four albums that I know really well. And that one slid by me. I know the song to hear, but lyrically, no.
Famous song.
Oh, yeah.
Was their biggest hit. One of their biggest hits.
One of their biggest hits. Yeah, but lyric-wise, you stumped me on that. That's two, babe.
Wow, that's really, I'm confused.
Where are the softballs, babe? Where are the softballs?
I thought they were Ace of Base and Uriah Heep, two of your faves.
All right, well, here's one that I think you're going to have to...
No.
Okay. I resolve to call her up 1,000 times a day and ask her if she'll marry me in some old-fashioned way. Okay, that's very nice that you know the line, but that's not the actual object of the game, is it?
Every little thing she does is magic. The Police.
Thank you. See?
It's nice that you know that.
There you go. Okay,
if you don't know this, I'm going to be very sad. I'm already sad because I'm playing. I'm pandering.
Well, okay. Two unlucky breaks, but I think I got this one.
I can't sleep, and I lay, and I think the night is hot and black as ink.
Oh, God, I need a drink of cool, cool rain. That would be Love, Rain, or Me by The Who.
On 1973's Quadrophenia.
Absolutely. Okay, well, I got one for you here.
All right.
That I won't say anything because it would be kind of a hint. All right, here we go. And did you think this fool could never win? Well, look at me. I'm a-coming back again. I got a taste of love in a simple way. And if you need to know I am still standing, you just fade away. Oh, fuck!
I'm still standing? Elton John?
What would ever give you that idea? Yeah. Shit.
Look at me. I'm a-coming back again. Yeah.
One line too far.
I'm still standing. Yes.
Yes, thank you very much. Yeah.
That was literally a gimme.
That was just demonstrating what not to do. You know? Okay, maybe I'll find another one then.
All right, go ahead. I'll wait.
All right, then. In the light of that debacle, I dug up another one.
All right.
So apparently, it's not specifically laid out in the bylaws that you can't actually say the title of the song in your hint, but it seems implicit.
It was very helpful.
Strongly implicit,
Yes.
I think. In the spirit of the letter
Agreed.
of the
Agreed.
doctrine. Anyway, if you ever get annoyed, look at me. I'm self-employed. I love to work at nothing all day. No way, dude. No way.
Do it again.
If you ever get annoyed, look at me. I'm self-employed. I love to work at nothing all day. Are we allowed to do more lines than that?
Well, yeah, you can do whatever you want.
Okay, yeah.
I usually do, like, depending.
Get a second-hand guitar. Chances are you'll go far if you get in with the right bunch of fellows. Wow.
I got nothing.
People see you having fun, just a lying in the sun, and we'll be taking care of business.
Fuck.
You do know the song, right?
Yeah, I just don't know the lyrics, apparently.
Oh, but it's
I thought I
ubiquitous on
did.
the radio.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
yeah.
Damn.
If you ever get annoyed, look at me. I'm self-employed. It's
Oh, now I can hear it.
Sorry.
No, hey, I mean,
About time. Well, I lost 2 of mine, so
how many did I lose? 3?
just 1, I think. No.
Oh, I thought I'd done them all wrong. That's because you gave me softballs. I thought I was giving you softballs.
You got Bowie, Gaga, The Police, and
I'm still
standing because I gave you the title. Okay.
Well,
Going the extra mile.
well, to be fair, I was trying to pander. I did pander.
Yeah. Oh, you totally
I totes
pandered,
did.
and I still boned it up.
Damn it. All right, so, well, we get to our last song of this particular show, and it is from a lady named Anna Paul Freeman, and the song is I've Been Here Before. She's from Seattle, Washington. What up, Seattle? See you soon. She is also a singer-songwriter, so let's take a couple of minutes to listen to Anna Paul Freeman. Whoosh.
As I walk down the hall and through the old door, I know where I am. I've been here before. The same smelly chair and tattered decor, the grave that surrounds. I've been here before. I've been here before, but I'm no longer the same. Don't have to fall back on old ruts and old ways. You've changed me for good. I can't take that away. I've been
That was Anna Paul Freeman with I've Been Here Before.
I'm no longer... It's still... I'm already singing it. It's so good. Sorry, go on.
No, please.
Oh, it was... well, the voice... I hate to draw comparisons, but seriously, it was very, very much like... everything I love about what Joni Mitchell does. It sounded like a lot vocally. And that refrain there, the arrangement is so... Everything is so emotionally compelling. And the lyric, it keeps coming back to that wonderful phrase. It was just beautiful. Just a spellbinding song. It really was. Even
agree.
at 5 o'clock in the morning, you know.
When I was listening to this and I first heard it, I thought, okay, that's really pretty. And then she got to the chorus, and I thought, oh my God, it's so beautiful. She has such vocal control. It's insane. I mean, and then those little end of line flourishes she does that are so soulful and so jazzy.
Yes.
She melts me, that voice, and it definitely sounds like a voice that has had a lot of experience and has learned by listening to probably some of her favorites, which I assume is probably Joni Mitchell and the like, and just, I mean, she's made it her own. Just beautiful. I could not get enough of it. I listened to this song a couple times, which I try not to do, but I could not help it. I had to hear it again. Very beautiful song. I just really love her, and I've since gone and listened to some more of her stuff, and it just is all very, very good.
And you're so right about the little flourishes. Like, I've been here before, but I'm no longer the same. Just absolutely fantastic.
I love that stuff, and as a singer who does that kind of stuff, I go, oh my God, I love that. Oh my God, I totally love that. Yes, that's perfect. And it's just so soulful. I like that just little bit of soul. I mean, she sings it really straight and beautiful, but then just a little bit of soul to just draw you in even further. You can find her on Facebook at Anna Paul Freeman Music, and that is ANNAPALFREEMAN Music.
All right, and the moving target of a feature we call Hell Yes or Oh Hell No. And for this feature, we consider bands' acts and determine if we're in or out for them. We also ask you to weigh in. We want to know what your opinions are. And we laid another great soul, funk, R&B, pop, rock group on you last time, the Commodores, the original home of Lionel Richie. And as was the case with Earth, Wind, and Fire, the results are in, and it is pretty much unanimous. Hell Yes was 100%. No one dared to besmirch their family name by associating them with a negative comment about the Commodores or Morris Day and the Time. Don't ever say an unkind word about Morris Day and the Time.
Now, I do think that if it would have been Lionel Richie, we would have seen more polarization. I do.
You think so? That's interesting.
I do. I think it would be different. The Commodores are one thing, but Lionel Richie's another. So I do think we'd see something a little different there. And maybe in a future Hell Yes or Oh Hell No, we will explore that. But I'm not entirely surprised because the Commodores are kind of universal. It's like saying, oh, do you like Smokey Robinson and the Miracles? I mean, who's going to say no?
Yeah, I don't see how anyone can say a word against them, you know? I mean, really.
Even if you don't like Motown or R&B or anything, you go, I mean, it's good stuff. It's not my thing, but it's still well done.
Yeah.
So
they had something for everybody. And, you know, the 100%, either all of our sophisticated audience has really good taste or they fear your wrath for being on the other side of your views. So
I'm not sure they're
just gambling. Okay,
that.
what do you think? What do you suppose Christina thinks about this? Okay, she likes him. We'll say hey yes, because otherwise there'll be another inquisition like she did to David. All right.
But they say David deserved that.
Yeah,
David deserved that one.
They say, poor, you know, they're thinking like, poor guy, you know?
They're not.
They're not thinking
that's
that.
Not what they're thinking. So I just wanted to share the Commodores. I have been a fan for a long time of the Commodores, obviously, but the song that always kills me is Night Shift. Always, 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 always. There's nothing like that song.
Some sweet sounds coming down.
Those voices together, they just make beautiful music, and they do this little Temptation sort of thing. And Night Shift was after Lionel Richie had exited the group, so he wasn't the only magic. He didn't bring the magic. He was part of it, but they continued on, and they were amazing without him. But there's nothing like the Commodores, really. I mean, you think Brick House and stuff, right?
Yeah, Brick House was post Lionel Richie, wasn't it?
Right, but there's so many more great songs. They're just an amazing funk band, just funky. rock, it's really good stuff. So I'm a huge Commodores fan, but I know this is not surprising to anybody who knows that I like Motown or R&B or anything like that, especially old school, but nothing like the Commodores. So
And did they not pick an awesome name or what?
Come on.
I mean, it suggests, position and
Seriously.
I mean, it is we're the Commodores.
We are the Commodores.
I mean,
exactly.
that is they really nailed it with that. Well, anyway, next time on Hell Yes or Ooh, Hell No, we want to know what you think of Susie and the Banshees. Now, I have this is like a legendary band that I've heard some of, a little bit, but not nearly enough. I have formed an opinion, which I will not share now, and I will study a great deal more before next time, because that's how we do. And so that's what we want to hear. Just write to us and tell us where you fall on the Susie and the Banshees debate. Not that it's a debate exactly, but
it's just something.
If someone were saying, if the two guys were arguing, they're great, they suck, whose side would you be on?
Yes, whose side would you be on?
So, all right, do that for us next time and write to us wherever we may be found.
Okay, so now it's time for the new theme, and I'm going to keep this short and sweet and simple, David. Freebird, any genre.
You literally cannot go wrong on this one.
You cannot.
You send in anything. An absolute, an idiot, imbecile, or moron with 0 to 75 IQ range, as designated by the American Psychiatric Association, I believe it was, may participate in this, because you don't have to evaluate anything.
No.
Yeah. Any genre, Freebird.
There's no box. There's no box. So send us what you have. Your new song.
It's like the show.
Song.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
New song, old song, favorite song of yours. Send it in. We want it. We'll play it potentially. We only play 5 on shows, so send us your best, but send it. We want to have it. So Freebird, any genre.
All right, and I guess that just leaves us to wrap this puppy up on a neat little blanket. The next offering from us is a new episode of Winging It. Enjoy our 15 to 45-minute show that covers one topic. No music, no features, no stinking badges, just mainstream music, chat, opinions, and uproarious laughter. Let that suggestion subconsciously work on you in the meantime.
It's not a suggestion. It is a fact.
It's happening. Yeah, it's happening. Your boys are coming at you every single week, and you can subscribe to our feed at BOAF On Air. That's BOAFonair.podbean, like it sounds, .com, BOAFonair.podbean.com. And enable notifications so you never miss a show, or subscribe and listen on your favorite platform. And remember that we cannot grow our flock without you. Got to spread the word. Please share us on your Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, etc. feeds. Talk about us around the actual or virtual water coolers. Gossip if necessary.
Hey,
if
bring
necessary,
it. Hey, we're down. I'm okay to be the focal point of some gossip if it's going to grow our flock.
The subject of salacious rumors, which once you can cast any aspersions against us, and once the audience is hooked and they come in and listen, they will our sterling character will shine right through.
Of course.
And they will know that part wasn't true, but they've been led to a show that they enjoy. So
correct, exactly.
All's well that ends well. And
on that note,
I guess that only leaves for you to say,
let's get the flock out of here.
This has been Birds of a Feather on What the Flock Radio.